is all about love, navigating life with you, building in happiness and sharing those dreams for two. Heart to heart things that need to be. You get me, I get you. Being as one and it's just us two. Sharing special moment in the light we shine, and I'm glad you're mine. I have an idea. Let's sit back and listen to Dr. Gia.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, there we are. There's the sound. I am listening for. I do not have the radio. Uh, there it is. Uh, so, how have you been? Pastor Gia has missed you. I am so happy to be here. I am thrilled. I am not understanding why the bud software is not working. That's our radio. Oh, why is it doing any of that? Let's see if we can add it. Oh, okay. And there we are. To our GCPR radio family, thank you for joining us live. This is Pastor Gia with Heart to Heart podcast. I am thrilled to be here. I'm waiting for my very special guest, Mr. Tee Wilcoxson. And our discussion tonight is going to be the trad wife. I don't know if any of you know what that means, but it is a discussion that is on his heart, and I have agreed to do this with him. He picked the topic. So it is tradition versus the modern wife. And I guess it's a question of, some would say, well, which is better? Who did it better? The traditional wife versus the modern wife. So I am ready in my arsenal for this discussion with him. I am going to be making references to things like the Stepford Wife. Anybody has ever seen the Stepford Wives with Nicole Kidman? It was really cute. These husbands were in search of the perfect wife. They had these high-powered executive women. And of course, you know what? My mom was telling me there is an older version of that. And it was in the 70s. And I think Barbara Beck or somebody was in it, Barbara Bach. But these husbands had formed this town, and they were kidnapping their wives and replacing them with robots or something like that. It was pretty good. Okay, JT says he's trying to get in now. So that's where Pastor G is coming from with this perspective. I know that men prefer the wife that never burns dinner and is the perfect cook and all that. And they also want their wives to look beautiful when they come home. Pastor Gia very early this morning and went running. I've been trying to keep my girlish little figure here, but uh, I I do believe that as women, as wives, we do have to keep ourselves afloat. As women, I'm not a wife yet. I'm not engaged or involved or entangled. So I'm just single right now. But I do think that there is something to be said for the wife that is keeping herself up, that is trying to get that done. It is not easy if you're working a full-time job and trying to maintain a family and trying to be this goddess when your husband comes home and you've dealt with other people for 8 hours and it is excruciating. I do understand that that could be somewhat of a challenge. So to be fair, I think when men say, oh, I want, uh, my wife to look perfect, or I want her to be this beautiful, goddess, I think it's only fair to make sure that she is, I mean, it's really only fair to make sure that she is, you know, uh, not tired when she gets home, or maybe you can pitch in. I mean, that's just my opinion. Um, I think that I think that a woman should be able to go in her kitchen and cook. Although, some people, well, only had one person actually complain about my cooking, which I thought was just mean, because most people love my cooking. They think I am an excellent cook. JT has also sampled my cooking and some of the other church members, and they seem to be quite pleased, as well as relatives, friends, and exes who still call me for recipes. So I think that, yeah, she should be able to cook. She should be, the Bible talks about a woman being chaste-keeper of her home. So I think those things are good, and they do help take a lot of pressure off the relationship. Uh, you you have to be, I think, also sure of, let me check, make sure he's okay, of what you are doing and what is agreed upon in the home. Some people don't, uh, they don't have a plan. You get in there, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. And what does that exactly entail? Does it entail, uh, okay, well, you pay the bills, honey. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. There are some women that like to pay the bills. I am not one of those women. Um, I would prefer my husband to handle the money. Um, I am one of those women that believe that everything should go in one pot. I don't plan for, the apocalypse. If you go into a marriage thinking that, oh my God, he could leave me at any time, or I need to have a duffel bag in the car with 20,000 in it in case something goes really wrong. Well, the Bible talks about the two becoming one flesh. And so if you can't trust him, then why are you going into this in the first place? There has to be an element of trust that we're going to be one. I love you enough that I can trust you with our finances. I can trust you that our life together is going to be okay. And I think that that says a whole lot about, sorry, as she has her coffee. JT has just entered the building. Yay.
Well,
To the
hello.
stage.
Hello. Hold on. Can you hear me?
So we definitely, hey.
You're kidding me.
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay, what about now?
Okay. everyone. This is Mr. JT, aka JT the Genius. He is a writer, producer, author, clothing designer. He is the producer of, tell us about your show.
The hookup. It's called
The
the hookup on Tubi.
Season 2. He's got it on Tubi. I am in season 2. We're still filming it. I am so excited. And so is my little sister Jan. She plays my assistant. I am really excited to have him here. This is his discussion. He is going to lead it. I told you what I thought and what my arsenal is going to be when he starts this discussion, people. So
Uh-oh. So you pre-warned them?
about the trad wife. So I started off talking to them about the trad wife. I said that I kind of compared it to, remember the Stepford Wife of Nicole Kidman, and how the guys were trying to get this perfect wife, and they had these power-driven, hungry women that they were referring to as men because they were double educated and they had all these power-driven drives and they were executives, and they were trying to make them wives, but
Right.
like from the 50s. Okay, so I'll let you take it from here.
Okay. But those who don't know, trad means is short for traditional wife. Basically, and a traditional wife will be more so how the Bible had it start, like, from a man position, a woman position, and it's just hard to find nowadays. You're not going to find, because society has us believing that God's laws is theirs is better than his. So that's the problem we're facing today.
I think I agree with that. I would have to say that traditional women are scarce. I was telling the audience that I think that a woman should cook. I think that she should be chasekeeper of her home. In fact, you have sampled my cooking. I've only had one person complain about my cooking.
Right.
Yes. Terrible.
Right. And see, that's always been our problem, is that the fact that we always go against God's laws. And like we were talking about the Adam and Eve situation. Adam
Right.
was a simp.
Well, explain to them what a simp is.
A simp is somebody that just goes along with is a beta male. Say it that way. That's the easy way of explaining the beta male. Right. And we're told to be alpha, and we can't follow and lead at the same time. That's the problem. And nowadays we're told that women are supposed to be the leaders, and I guess that's the ongoing joke, that the women run the household, and that's against God's laws.
Well, she is called to be chasekeeper of her home.
Right.
That is one of the things. Oh, is my mic on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so she is called to be chasekeeper of her home. I think that a lot of times when we speak in terms of tradition, we don't realize that chasekeeper of her home, it just simply means that she just, she
takes care of the house.
Right. She takes care of the house. He goes to work. And I think that is a lot of times what, that tradition, because now you got men staying home and, because they either work from home or they take care of the kids. I mean, so roles is
definitely reversed. And that's where we go wrong with as a society, I think.
Okay, so I'm invoking a safe zone for our guest.
Okay.
If, as a man, if your wife was this high-powered lawyer, which my sister is a high-powered lawyer, she's a patent lawyer, she's one of 300 in the entire country.
Nice.
And you were a stay-home dad.
Mm-hmm.
That make you resentful because your wife was more of the breadwinner?
Not more the breadwinners. If you stand at home, then I would kind of make you resentful because as a man place, you're supposed to be making the bread. Because a man that don't work don't eat.
So, do you think that men traditionally are supposed to take care of a woman?
Yes, that's God's law. I mean, it's you
It is.
can't you can't go against it.
Well, what if
It's,
you got the couple that says, well, we split everything 50-50. That's our agreement. We split everything 50-50.
whatever however you hold the finances is still like between the husband and wife, but it's the dominating aspect of the woman trying to dominate the man in the household. That's where the problem lies.
Okay. So,
So it's not even about financials, pretty much knowing your standing.
in the home, the pecking order.
Right.
So,
And and it's funny too, because I'm gonna get hate for saying it, but at the same time is biblical.
well, okay. So, if a woman, okay, so women are emotional. Do we agree? Women are very emotional.
Yeah.
Um, he knows that because everyone knows I cry at the Hallmark Channel movies. Everyone knows that, and I'm terrified of spiders. And Lord help me if someone breaks in here from under the bed, calling the police. So, I think that women, to some degree, have become hard because they've had to be more independent. Would you say it's hard for a man to deal with a woman who is a little more take charge?
Yeah, it's definitely harder because again, the nature of it is the man's supposed to take control. But if you just sitting around playing beta, then that's where he goes wrong. And men need to start stepping up and playing their role.
Okay, so what if? Okay, so in church, I'm a pastor.
Hmm.
It is very difficult, I think, for a female pastor to not be in charge. But at the same time, I feel like my role as shepherdess is just to preach God's word. So I put men in charge, you know.
Right.
The choir director was Dante. So we had more male representation of, you know, actively being in charge, more ministers, because I just want to preach. I want to preach and go home. I don't want to deal with any man stuff because I feel like I always use the example of Deborah. Deborah was a judge in Israel,
Right.
but she didn't judge Israel the way the men did. She judged Israel under a tree, you know, and she had a husband that she went home to.
Right.
And they weren't snickering behind his back talking about, boy, you're hiding behind your woman's gavel. Or must be nice having her in charge at home. No one ever accused him of that because Deborah understood her role as his wife.
Exactly.
The trick is maintaining your softness while being in charge, understanding that we check our roles at the door. You know, if I were judge, when I got home, the robe would come off, my apron would go on, and I'm now fixing my husband's dinner. That's just one job. That's my 9 to 5. But my life role is his partner.
Right.
So, you know, we talk about the kids and we talk about going to plays and, you know, little Danny's baseball game and all that, you know, because that is our family and our family dynamic has to remain the same. I do understand why some men who acquire heavy roles don't want their wife to work. You know, I remember not Steve was talking about that. He
Right.
didn't want his wife to work. He wanted her to work in the family business. He said he doesn't want to think about some man chasing his wife around the office. I was like, wow,
I mean,
descriptive.
I mean, if you got time to sit around and think about that, I mean,
Right? Yeah,
I mean that's got a question to do.
yeah. That's a lot to think about.
Got too much time on his hand.
Yeah, to think that.
Right.
Thinks it all the way through. He's an engineer.
I'm sorry, but that's true. I mean, too much time on your hands if you're thinking about that.
So to some degree, we talked about like the work husband and all the outside influences that pull a marriage apart. Do you think that the higher she climbs, the more in danger the marriage becomes? I mean, most men would be afraid to marry. What? I'm just
No,
asking.
it's true. If the guy doesn't involve with her, she's gonna have problems because she's gonna look back downwards and say, "Why am I with you?"
Oh, wow.
So, right.
Do you really think that happens? I guess it can. Yeah.
It's just like, two situations where people, one gains weight and one lose weight. So now you have to worry about the person that lost weight because they're going to be looking at the other person and be like, wow, I can have so much better. And so now you're going to have something to be compared to.
Oh, well, I don't think, well, I think that when you love someone, I would like to think of you. Okay, so Pastor Gia is a hopeless romantic in that way. But I would think that when you love somebody, that big, small, weight, you can gain weight, you can lose weight. I would think that when you love somebody, I would be hard pressed to think like if my husband gained weight and I lost weight, um, I don't think that I would be, boy, he's a real tubby wubby or Teletubby,
I mean,
I mean,
I've seen it in so many cases when you're watching like 1,000-pound people and they get married, but then when they're married, and somehow they get into a depressive state, and then they sit in their bed, and then they gain so much weight on that other person. Now, the person that they marry has to take care of them because they chose to make that conscious effort to just gain weight and
wow,
not do anything about it.
it's
That's
quite a
kind of
hit,
unfair.
2,000 pounds.
Oh, you never saw those? Oh, yeah, when they got to remove a wall just to get them out their part.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, there's people like that. And just think of as a spouse or a partner.
What's a good thing about
That's really
therapy?
unfair.
Mm.
I mean, you can accept somebody, but that's really unfair,
Well,
especially.
I think that you don't let it get to that point. As a therapist, if I was married to someone who suddenly started gaining goo gobs of weight, then my approach definitely wouldn't be, "Why are you getting so fat? Hey, Tubby, what's going on?"
How do you handle it? Especially being the person you are, you would walk so lightly around it. You would just let it happen.
No, that's not true. I would talk to him about. I think my approach would be, I would ask him how he's feeling, if he's feeling depressed. I noticed you've been a little sad. Maybe we need to get out the house. Let's take walks and talk, or let's, sit on a porch. And there's something that's causing a tremendous weight gain. It could be a job loss causes depression. It could be mood swings. It could be a chemical imbalance. I think I'd want to explore what's going on up here versus what's going on around here. So
Right. And all in all, they're just getting bigger and bigger by the day.
then that sounds like that could be a
I
thyroid.
mean, these are people that's consciously eating like 20 tacos, or you know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah,
sad to say, but
and
we're just using weight as an
right.
example.
Okay,
But
so
what?
weight is an example, but I
Right.
think that would say to me that there's something really serious going on, and we need to.
No, but you got to think as the other person. Now I'm going out, I'm looking fine and fresh, and my partner is at home looking like, whatever. And now I got nice
Right
looking
out of the
people.
house.
But I'm just saying, but then now you have nicer looking people trying to talk to you. Now you have a decision to make. Do I talk to the nicer looking person, probably younger, all that plays into it. And then you're like, but I
Well,
got to go home to that. Like, that's exactly what happened.
well, I think that if I loved him at 200 pounds, I would love him at 400 pounds. But I think that the key is to find out why he's gaining all this weight. What's
Yeah. I
wrong?
mean,
What's going on up there? What is driving the depression? Because that's clearly either a thyroid condition or depression, or some medications causing him to gain weight. we have to then have to care enough about him and us to figure out what it is, because I'm sure that would affect our sex life, which would be
Hmm.
disturbing, very disturbing. Would be very
I mean, this is a situation that happens. So, I mean, I'm not just, you know, these happen all the time. And like, even when you move up in the world and that one person just stays stagnant while the other one's moving up, when the other person's moving up, there's going to be other competition. So now you have another problem. See,
But should there be competition when you're married? I mean, should there be a situation? I mean, I thought when you're married, you're kind of like off the market.
yeah, true. But if you have a jobless husband sitting at home playing PlayStation all day, and then you get hit up, and then you go out and get hit on by executives and that power people, and then you're like, now you have to compare what do I have at home to what I could have.
Are you just creating the worst possible scenario? My goodness. Well, okay. Yeah, all right.
But it happens,
I could see something like that could happen.
right?
He's just the PlayStation part.
I'm
Um,
just saying.
right. So I guess he's feeling depressed because did he lose the job or he just never had one? I mean, what's the scenario?
I mean, whatever the case may be, if that partner is not moving together, then there's a problem.
Yeah, there is a problem. Um, it can be a blow to a man's ego if he loses his job. That's how men define themselves. Even if it's a stay-home job, some men have stay-home jobs where they
See,
can stay home and
that's
work.
that's what's wrong with men nowadays. And it's kind of funny because women always say they want an over emotional guy or they want a guy that shows emotion and stuff like that. But you know, like we're supposed to be strong. Like we're supposed to just take the weight of the world and just bear it and grin it and just keep moving. That's the way we have to be as men. But nowadays, everybody's just so emotional and everybody's in their feelings and everybody gets their feelings hurt and then they just get into this depressed mode and everything else like that. But
Well,
it does not.
how do you handle the emotional woman? If you're not supposed to be emotional, and women are very emotional, although I've seen some pretty tough ones lately that really make me think that I must be the only emotional woman left. So women are emotional. Like if I have a bad day at work, or because I can only hold in problems for so long, and then I'm like exploding. I'll hold it in for a while,
Right.
and I talk, and then my mood becomes a little somber. I could be like that for days, like just holding something in because I don't want to talk about it because I don't want you to be upset, or I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't figure it out. If I can't figure out a problem, then I might just explode and be like, oh, and this is going on and that's going on and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, what the
I mean, women,
What's wrong with you?
but that's the balance. That's how the balance is supposed to be, the yin and the yang. The women are the emotional ones while the guys are the thinking ones.
But
So
some men
it's
don't
like,
like emotion. Some men don't like an emotional woman. Some men feel like that kind of woman is, they can't deal with it. They can't deal with a woman's
because some
emotions.
tell me that he's emotional too and he don't want to kind of compete with the woman.
I don't know. Starts explaining her problems and
Right.
crying.
He's emotional because he wants people to listen to him. You don't want to listen to other people. See, that's
Yeah, it could be. That could be.
exactly.
So I mean, do you think so do you think it's a man's role to listen to a woman? But see,
Yeah.
women are always afraid of being judged. If I tell you something and it's bad, I don't want you to judge me because I need a safe space to tell you that this is going on, that that's going on, or I won't tell you anything.
If you can't talk to your partner, what's the point of them being a partner?
Wow. Yeah. But some
I'm
women
just
are
saying.
afraid that if they tell their partner something, they'll leave, or they can't.
What did she do?
Like if I put too much on him emotionally, I'll cause an overload and then he'll want to run from the relationship or run from the marriage.
I mean, it happens.
But should it though? Should it be happening?
That's not. Yeah, I mean, Sometimes God removes people when he's supposed to, or sometimes they.
A spouse, shouldn't he be able to handle hearing, the apocalypse is coming? and what's the and what so the apocalypse to me and the apocalypse to you might be different. And
Right.
I'm telling you, oh my God, my world is falling apart. This is going on. And Becky at work just really hates my guts. And, and they're trying to destroy me. And, and I work I work the chow line or whatever. I work I'm a barista, or,
Now you know what's really funny.
What?
Now picture a guy saying that. Which one makes more sense?
Yeah, but what would you do about it? I mean, like, even though it might make
You have
sense.
nothing. I mean, your partner. You're supposed to sit there and listen to your partner. You're supposed to be best friends. If you can't talk to your, what's that?
Do you think that the guy should hold her while she's talking and, let her
I
get
don't
all
know.
like crying? He should let her cry, be emotional.
Like,
What?
oh yeah, come here.
My emotions. How dare you?
Both of y'all sitting there crying. That is so funny.
Well, no, I don't think that he should cry. Somebody's got to be strong and listen.
Exactly. That's what the male is supposed to be. He's supposed to be strong and listen to it.
But is there a point in men who are strong and don't show their emotions? Like you're saying, alpha male, if your wife is, the softer side of you and she's expressing herself and she's crying, she's emotional, and this is going on and that's going on. And how do you calm that down? What? I'm just asking. This is real talk.
I mean, touch. I mean, hug or something like something. You can always calm it down.
Honey.
Like, suck it up. Suck it up. Get over it. No.
You tell her to get over it.
but that is the yin and yang, the balance. That's why guys are supposed to be strong.
Emotional, and she is supposed to. You believe she is supposed to be emotional.
Yes. Yes.
All right. What if your wife comes home, she's having trouble at work, and she's holding it in? She's not telling you. Would you be able to pick up that something's wrong with her?
Yes. If it's your partner, you should be able to know how they breathe. If they breathe differently, you should know.
That's true. That's true. So if she comes home and she's upset, but she doesn't show you, she's trying very hard not to show you she's upset. She's trying to act like everything's normal. And
Okay.
Are you going to say something to her right away, or will it take you a time to pick it up? Or some women are really good at pretending that everything's okay.
But if that's your partner, they can't hide it. It's the energy itself. You will feel the energy.
And the fact that you can't feel the energy that your partner.
Like I know so many guys the guys that's listening. I'm pretty sure they know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially if you have one of those really aggressive wives. When she comes home, you can feel the fact that she's walking down the street, and you can feel it. Like that they're close. It is so funny, and I'm just being real with it.
Wow. Well, what if you have a wife that is not aggressive, but using myself as an example, if I'm upset, I try to hide the fact that I'm upset because I don't want anyone else to be upset. I don't want to. I try to figure it out
But
first.
your partner's supposed to be in tune with you, and your energy itself that's just around you. They can feel it. You're supposed to be that tapped with each other.
What if you're just dating and you're going out?
Well, dating, that's different because you're trying to get to know somebody. But I'm talking about if you're married, you're supposed
6 months. Would you know if your partner was upset?
Yeah, pretty much.
Would you be able to pick up on it?
Yeah.
If a guy can't pick up that his partner is upset, then would you say that they're just not in tune with each other, or maybe
It's just he's all about himself.
Wow, yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Narcissism does run rampant.
You don't think that it could be that he's just very busy and doing so many other things he just doesn't notice, or
If that's your partner, you're gonna know everything. Like, especially if you're married.
right? If you're married, I guess that I would have to say if your partner knows that something's going on, he is in tune. But then some partners choose to ignore what they see because then they are responsible for what they know.
Yeah,
And
right.
right,
So they just ignore it to try to hopefully go away on his own.
right. So then I don't have to deal with it. I'll let her figure it out, or because if I step into this, then I'm gonna then be responsible for what I know.
Right.
If I care about this woman, um,
Sound like that's a one-sided relationship.
yeah, yeah. Because maybe if she feels like, well, if I tell him, he's going to get upset, maybe that'll make him leave, or maybe that'll make him. If your partner can leave you in a time of crisis, then is it really a relationship,
Exactly.
or is it like a situationship? It can't
Right.
be one-sided. It has to be give and take, equal give and take. If I come home and you and I are married, JT, and I say to you, baby, I know I've been having a hard time at work. I don't know if you can tell or not. The last 3 days, my boss has been really yelling at me, and this and that's going on, or the new supervisor's giving me a hard time. I'm not sure what to do about it.
And as a man, I'm like, do I have to go see somebody?
Right? Should I be calling someone? Yeah, because really, you want to know, that your wife is safe at work, or that everything is okay, that she's not coming home distraught. Usually,
Right.
I can't sleep if I'm upset. I will get out of bed. You know, um, I'll tiptoe out of bed in the middle of the night because I don't want to wake my husband, and because he's got to get up, I've got to get up, but I can't sleep, so I don't want to bother him. Would you know if your wife left the bed? That's a good question.
If
Some
I'm
men are
asleep,
hard
I don't know. That's kind of like,
Some men are hard sleepers.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of hard to say.
Yes. So you do have to know your wife's habits. Or
Yeah,
if
you do know the wife habit.
in the morning, if you're smelling scones or baked cookies or something, she's down there baking something, something's wrong.
Wow, you are definitely a trad wife.
I bake in the middle of the night if I'm
No, the
upset.
fact that you even said scones, that's actually funny.
Scones are so cute and they're so easy to make. Such a nice
That's-
pastry. So,
See,
especially
that's-
muffins. But I mean, if you understand that, and that's a northern thing, like well, actually, it's more British, but
Yeah.
scones and muffins and things like that, or you might bake little pastry puffs, stuff them with apples and stuff, so you can have like an apple pastry in the morning with your coffee. Those kind of things, they're just like structured things that make you take your mind off of what's going on. You'll start chopping stuff, but that's how I cope with stress. I'll get up and I'll bake something. I'm trying to get out of that habit because it does go to the hips at some point. It does. But there are ways you can tell when your partner is upset. You have to, most men that are into you will study your habits. They know when you're upset. They know when you get quiet. They know when something is off. The question is, if they don't say anything, is it because they don't want to step into that? They don't want to engage you in, or they don't want to deal with it?
I personally give you the 2-time ask and I stop. What's wrong? Nothing. Are you sure? Okay. They don't want to talk. You're like, you
Your
can't
wife
talk.
is getting out of bed at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. baking. Would you then say something? You're like, all right, I know something's wrong now.
It's like, yeah, something's really wrong.
Scones,
Because
muffins,
women don't cook anymore.
cookies. You didn't bake puff pastries. You didn't bake stuffed little mini pies. They were mincemeat, by the way. I think that it's the way we cope with stress. Some women I've talked to say they get up at 6 a.m. they'll just go running. So, I think that does help. For me, that helps with stress. I got up at 5:30 and I just wanted to go running, and I slipped out of the house and, just went running and came back. I've been doing that, and I think that it does make me feel a little better, I have to admit. It gets the brain flowing, and
It's
you're
the time. It's the peace time when you're
yeah,
walking or out there. Just you're with nature
wearing
one
a
on one.
hoodie, you're pulling your hair back, you're wearing a hoodie. It does help. With stress. So it is also the way the traditional wife copes with stress versus the way a modern wife copes with stress. I think that a modern wife might get up early, go to the gym, or, she might, I don't know, have a glass of wine or something. There's something to unwind. But a stressful situation, I think, has to be addressed with your partner. And if a partner is into you, they care about what happens to you. What you're upset about concerns them. Even if they can't fix it, they want to at least know what's going on. They want to try to fix it. They want to try to let you know they're in it with you. But what happens when a man is not able to be in it with you? What happens when he's like, yeah, I can't help you, or just doesn't address it at all? You tell him and he's like, all right.
He's
Is
just
that,
not that into you, boo.
yeah, agreed. I think that a man that's into you is into everything.
Exactly.
He wants to know everything about you. He cares about what's going on. He wants to fix your world. And no matter what that entails,
They want to be that provide that do for you.
right, right. I
That
agree.
that a protector.
Right, a protector. So it says a lot about a man when a woman is not able to lean on him. If she can't lean on you, then what does that mean? What are you trying to like? What are you trying to say? um, I would say even if a man can't fix the problem, just knowing that he knows, just knowing that he's thinking or trying to help you come up with ways of fixing it, or trying to be that guy, that husband, it means a lot. It says a lot when you can't talk to that person, when you don't feel that person is going to say, when you catch yourself saying, gosh, if I tell him that he's leaving, he's going to leave me. Well, then he was never with you. A man that's with you is not leaving. He doesn't leave.
Right. That is 100. That's 100%. If
How would
he's
you go
into
about solving a problem?
communication is always the key to solving problems. Compromise, communication, cooperation. The three C's.
Okay, three C's.
Right. Always being able to communicate. Even if the guy doesn't even say something, let the woman just listen. You're supposed to be that rock. You're supposed to take in all that energy.
I think that, the traditional wife was rebelling because she became more of a sex object. I mean, I go
What
home.
traditional wives? I don't think they ever existed.
No, you don't think a
No, I
traditional wife?
mean you have a few, but I'm just saying as a whole, because we go back to Adam and Eve. She wasn't a traditional wife.
No, but I mean,
And
the
every
50s, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, traditional wives
no, we
did.
did have no. I was being funny, but no,
Oh,
we did have the traditional wives, and I mean we was good until the I guess women's lib, and then now every women wanted to wear the pants in this situations and just do the
they took the bra
gods.
off and started burning the bra. They were going braless. I remember the
Yeah,
70s.
they just was rebellious, and it's basically you was rebellious against God's structure, and I think that's where we went wrong, especially when we started kicking the males out the house. And the women kicked the males out the house to get married to the government.
To get me. Well, yeah, I mean, men were going for a loaf of bread and not coming back, and it could have
Right.
been
Because
more.
the women was like, yo, I got people coming tonight. Don't go. Take all your stuff. Make sure you take all your stuff with you. Right. Like
I
they,
don't. Women wanted to do that. I think that they
there's so many people.
had to do it.
That's what I'm saying. They basically got rid of their husbands and married the government.
They feel that
That's
men were replaced
yes.
in the home.
They
Okay.
was replaced. That was the problem. We just destroyed the structure because you didn't have that strong male anymore. You just had strong women that ran off emotions.
Well, I mean, then there are battles that people go through. And I have to say that when you're going through an emotional battle, and it could be a battle within yourself, it could be a battle of, oh, I feel like I'm going to lose everything and I have to face this alone. When a woman feels alone and she feels like she doesn't have anyone, that can be a very frightening place.
Oh, no doubt.
You could have anyone to trust or talk to.
Right.
Or
But then that's knowing your partner because in like every good situation. All right, let's take the sitcoms, for example. Good Times was a proper structure of a proper family. You
right,
know, the man was the strong one. You had the mother that was the more emotional, so she acted like a mother. I mean, you had the kids, and the mom raised the kids, and she disciplined the kids. And when they got too bad, she called the father in to discipline them. You know what I mean? Like it was a structure. They loved each other no matter how much money they had. I know this we talking about TV, so but it's just this the premise of it.
right. I think it's still about, it comes down to
Oh, Archie Bunker is another example.
bunker.
Right.
It's crazy. Poor Edith. Poor woman.
And
Um,
she was a trad wife.
I think she was just trampled upon. I don't think that Archie was a good husband.
I mean, what did he not do? He took care of his house. He loved his wife. He had kids with her. They raised kids. They all adults. You know what I mean? So I mean, he did what he
Well, I guess me had like a child.
right because he wasn't emotionally there with her because she was more of a traditional wife. But the guy was supposed. I mean, that's the structure. Guy is strong. No matter you can't get a strong guy sensitive. That's the problem. Can't have both best of both worlds. A sensitive, strong guy.
I think that we have to choose each other. I think
Yes.
again and again, if we can choose each other, um, believe in each other, feel safe with one another. Women are nesters, and in a traditional home, the woman was afraid. I mean, I would say in the 20s, 30s, when my husband gets home, my husband is this iconic structure in the home that I don't really communicate with. I just make it comfortable for him. He doesn't know what's going on with me. He doesn't know I have a diagnosis I don't want to talk about. He doesn't know that, this is going on or that's going on. So women learn traditionally to hide, to make everything seem perfect when it really wasn't perfect. And I think that that made women very resentful. Here, this guy wants to climb on me and have sex, and I'm facing the biggest crisis in my life, but I can't tell him because I have to make sure that everything is perfect. And that sucks. And it made women feel like men sucked. So
See,
communicating.
but both parties are going through the same feelings because guys go through it too. Not being able to feel like your woman is displeased with you. You know that stuff. And you have to always be that diffuser in a situation. Like so, it plays on both parts. But
Right.
like you said, it's all about knowing your partner.
Johnny Gill and Jennifer Hudson did this song, and it's called I Got You. And so I'm going to play it. well, because I have to go heat my coffee anyway. But I'm going to play it because I thought it was a very pretty song, and it was all about choosing each other. It's very soulful. It's very loving, and I thought to myself,
You don't need a speaker. Your phone
what a wonderful tribute to
Oh man.
I want a husband like that guy.
Like Johnny Gill? Oh, the guy he's
The
describing.
song.
Ah.
He's telling her, I see the smile. You're hiding your tears. You don't have to say a word.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty song.
Mhm. And it's describing exactly what you just said. So as long as I breathe. Wow. It's like, I got you.
Right.
Most people would stop contacting me when I'm playing a romantic song. Wow. Beautiful. Whole world lets you down. I got you.
I was supposed to be.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. That's how it's supposed to be.
But now everybody's so quick to run.
All right, I gotta heat my coffee.
Like, It's a long song.
I'm about to say. All right.
I was this song Deloitte. Like,
Rest of it. So that was Johnny Gill and Jennifer Hudson singing I Got You. And I think the gist of the song was that if the whole world turns against you, I'm here. I'm your rock. I got you.
it's me and you against the world,
Right?
baby.
It won't cut off. No. It just cut back on. Wow. Yeah, cut back
He's
on.
like, you didn't finish me.
We were not finished, miss.
Right.
We'll play this
You're
song this entire
gonna
time.
cut me off in the middle of performance.
But I thought it was a beautiful song because it definitely expresses the sentiment um, that you were talking about. A man should be her rock. If you want a traditional wife, then her emotions has to be able to rest with you. That you're not going to leave when it gets hard. That you're going to be able to handle her emotions, because otherwise you're going to have a woman that's emotionless and bitter. She can't
Mhm.
talk to you. You know, she's got to make everything seem perfect around the house, which was what was happening. As women had started to become very bitter. Sleep with me when I come home. Make sure I have my dinner. Make sure the kids are in order. I don't want to hear any problems, and good night. So that is not a husband. That's not a relationship. You know, you want somebody to be your bunker partner. I don't want to be
Right.
stuck in a bunker with somebody that doesn't care how I feel. You have to be available emotionally for your partner. And like you said, even if you don't do anything but listen or hold that partner, be in their big, strong arms and, let them hold you. That is soothing, and it's a comfort. Even if I can't do anything but tell you what's going on and cry, the fact that you're holding me and you're listening says that you're in it with me. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's saying, babe, I got you. It's okay. We're going to work this out. We are going to work it out. We're going to fix this. Even when you're friends and you're telling your friend a situation, they want to help because they're your friend. How much more should a partner, be willing to, try to help you, listen to you, want to comfort you, want to hear this is a soft place to land. Just as you want a soft place to land, your wife has to have a soft place to land where she becomes hard and distant, and she will find somewhere else to land. And it just
And
won't.
that's where the work husband comes in at.
Those big shoulders, right? A work husband, cry on his shoulders. He will listen to you. He'll help you with your work. He'll give you advice. He'll help you. He'll take you to lunch. He's listening, where you have a man at home that you have to be perfect for that's not listening, that doesn't even know you, has no clue as to who you are, and doesn't care. As long as his needs are met, he doesn't care. That is
The,
not
i-
a relationship.
the irony is there's work wives too.
Yes, talk about the work wife.
Right. It goes both ways.
And it's dangerous. It's dangerous to a relationship. It can be the kiss of death, because now you have someone that's trying to meet the needs of your partner because you weren't meeting the need.
Well, yeah, but see, that's where the difference come in at, because you have longevity versus newness.
We'll talk tonight.
Yeah, you have longevity versus newness. Newness is always going to seem flashy and great because it's new, and it's like, wow, like I'm not treated like this on a normal blah 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 blah, because they're doing everything possible to impress you.
Right. I'm treated like a queen. I'm a queen.
Yeah, right. But they're only doing it to impress you for that time being.
Right. Right.
Right.
And it's not real, because they're just feeling you out, and they're trying. It's easy to outdo your partner when it's a work husband, because they've listened to you. They know where his shortcomings are. They know where the weaknesses are.
Yep.
So
So they
they
feel that 20%.
right. They feel that 20%. And it is an important 20%.
And no, it's not. Normally, it's not. But to the woman it is. So it's
Something emotionally.
right. That's why it's only 20%. It's like it's not even worth like fighting over. But to her, because she's so emotional, that's all a guy have to do is just play on that 20%.
right. And he knows where to strike. He knows where to play because she talks.
Exactly.
We'll talk to him. He's giving her a safe spot to land.
Uh
If
huh.
you don't have that, and you're not.
That's why you have to be able to communicate with your partner.
hmm And you have to know that you have a relationship and you have a partner to communicate with.
Right.
Situationship, hear me good, ladies, is not a relationship. A situationship is friends with benefits. That's not, and you're not even friends. You're just like associates. You're not. That's not even a real thing. Somebody that doesn't care about what you think, what you feel, or any of that, doesn't care about you, is not a relationship. That's just somebody to pass the time with. Someone that loves you is someone that cares if you're upset. They care if you're hurting. They want to be that person for you. Maybe they don't know what to do, but they at least want to hear you out. They at least want to listen. They want to love you. And they may not be perfect at it, but they do want to be there. They do want to solve it for you. They do want to fix it. And if they can't, they want to say, babe, I can't fix all of this, and I'm going to try to help you with what I can. Just knowing that somebody cares enough to be there for you sometimes is enough, but that's what a partner does. A situationship, not so much. A partner
Right.
doesn't run when it's hard. A partner sticks and stays. A partner fights. He's in the fight with you. I'm not saying that he doesn't get frustrated. It might take a minute, but he's in the fight with you. And that is a relationship.
Right. Longevity versus newness.
Longevity versus newness. But if a person has bad habits and you allow that, they're in and out, that's not a relationship. That's not where your heart can rest. And you're not going to trust that person because it's not stable. It's not safe. A relationship has to be stable in order to work. And if a person isn't stable, if your man isn't stable or your woman isn't stable, then you're not going to want to tell them anything. You're not going to feel like they are in it with you. And as a result of that, one day you're just going to explode, because you're going to feel alone. You don't have anyone you can trust. Trust is important.
Right. 100.
How does a man make a woman feel that he can trust her?
She gotta have security. I guess security is number one. I go for security. Right. Fidelity. Fidelity. Security.
Security. What about consistency?
Consistency, definitely. I mean, I guess it's all in the same atmosphere. Because she got to know she's safe around you. She got to know she's protected. She got to know but if you're not consistent, then she knows that you're not, a protector.
Right. That's true. That's true. She has to know that you're a protector.
Right. Because she has to feel comfortable. Just like when you get in the car with a new person and they're driving, you're not going to fall asleep. She gonna
Right. She has to be able, she feels safe if she's falling asleep while you're driving.
Exactly. That means she trusts you. But if you got one that's like, ew, what you doing? Oh, get out, watch over there. They don't trust you.
Driving, she doesn't trust you.
You're right. Harassengers, I call them.
Well, yeah, okay. So it sounds like it is very important for a wife to feel like this is something that's going to last. I can tell my husband, no matter what, happens, my husband's got this.
That's not always the recipe, because the problem that runs into that is if a guy's too easy, then a woman takes advantage of it. Now he's too easy. Now he's predictable. So it's a catch-22.
So what do you mean? It's too predictable.
We got to say that for next time. This is a whole different topic.
Okay.
That's
But
actually funny.
so, would you say that in the husband and wife dynamic, the modern woman may feel like a partnership? So, it's all about interpretation of what a partnership is. She may feel like she shouldn't have to depend on her husband. She's got girlfriends she could talk to, and she doesn't need him for that.
Right. That's the problem. We got to the point that everybody feels like they don't need another person. That like our birth rates are dropped. Like marriages don't stay together. Like people are so quick to run in situations now because it's like, oh, I can just replace you in another minute. That whole song. I can have another you. It's like nobody tries to hold tight anymore. So it's just, what do you do? Because society tells you that, oh, woman empowered, da, 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 da. But then you have God that tells you his rules.
Right. I guess that's true.
And
Uh,
that's the problem. You have society saying it should be this way, but then you got God saying it should be this way. Who do you listen to?
that's true. I want someone that can love me when it's hard, not just when it's easy.
Right.
Anybody can love when it's easy, but when it's hard, when it's frustrating, if you had a sick kid, or the world's turning upside down, or anything, you want someone that can love through that, fight through it with you, in the fight, in the storm with you. I mean, my fear of thunderstorms. I've revealed it to everyone. They all know that Pastor G is terrified of thunderstorms. And it's hard, especially when you have like a childhood phobia of something like that.
It's
But
just God bowling.
it is not God bowling. It is horrible and terrible and scary. I'm working through my phobia. I'm trying, but I get absolutely terrified in a thunderstorm. It could be the noise. It was a childhood trauma. You and I talked about childhood traumas, and so it is very difficult to navigate through that. But when you can trust a partner with that kind of information, that they understand that when you're clinging to them in a thunderstorm, or you're terrified and or under the bed, they understand, because they understand what you're feeling emotionally. They get it. They're not trying to make it better, but they're trying to at least console you in it, or help you work through it, or distract you from it. That's somebody that I think loves you, or at least cares about you. I think it's difficult for men to express emotion. I think it's difficult for men to. It
I don't know.
is.
These new men, they express emotion really well. It's
So,
too emotional.
if your wife is crying, do you feel upset on the inside and calm on the outside, or you just don't care?
I mean, you care because you don't want to see your wife upset.
Do you let her know that you care, or do you just are silent and just try to console her?
I mean, different situations call for different tactics, but pretty much just being there, like you said, just let her know that you're there matters.
There's a tactic involved, ladies. I like that. I like that there's a tactic involved. I think that some women have it. So that I've heard, in counseling, women say, Pastor G, I have a hard time expressing myself. And I'm finding that the reason why there seems to be a hard time expressing themselves is because they don't feel like they can. Oh, Pastor Gia's bracelet says believe. It's one of my favorite things, faith. So I think they have a hard time expressing themselves because they don't know that they can trust. If they don't trust, they won't express. They've
Right.
had very bad experiences with expressing themselves. So now they're all closed off when you get them. And you may be the safest person in the world to talk to, but she doesn't know that. So how do you convey to your wife or make her feel that she can trust you?
if she's your wife and she don't trust you, I mean, you didn't do your job.
Then, as a man's job, how would a man go about securing trust before marriage? I guess.
I mean, showing up, being accountable, playing his position. I mean,
I like that.
uh,
Showing up. I said I like that. Showing up,
thank you.
accountable. All right, now you're not just muscles. You hear that, ladies? Showing up, being accountable, and curling up in those muscles could be a good thing. But I like what you said about showing up. I like what you said about uh, being accountable. I think it's something to be said for accountability and allowing her to know that she's safe. I heard a guy say to me, I don't lock my phone. When I'm with my lady, my phone is unlocked. She can answer my phone. I want to be able to answer her phone because why are you laughing? What? Well, you lock your phone, huh? How dare you, sir? How dare you? We found the weak spot, ladies. Let's explore this.
Like, I know my thing is, why are we doing all that?
Well, I don't know. He was saying that he doesn't lock his phone. He wants his lady to be able to feel safe that there's nothing going on.
I mean, she shouldn't have to worry about all that. I mean, she can still lock your
Right.
phone. Like
Right.
most of the phones already had the lock, and you can't do anything without the lock nowadays. So,
And
right,
the
but
rental scan, when she can wait for you to go to sleep. The rental scan.
but if I'm with somebody, I gotta check my movement. Something's wrong.
You gotta use the thumbprint when you go to bed.
Right.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think
I'm just saying, if you feel like you got to do all that, then it's like, what's the point?
it's got to be like Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun.
Right, because you're never satisfied. No matter what they find, it's always, you know, everything look like a nail to a hammer.
Right, that's true. Okay, so,
So,
but I'm just saying,
right. So it's
some
just
people offer up their phone as way of proof that of their fidelity.
that
I
don't mean
personally
nothing.
would not leave my phone unlocked. I would not do that because there's too many people that call me for one thing or
And
another.
right,
In reality, I can't.
and you answering somebody else's phone, that's basically just, it's like, what are we doing here? That's just too much.
Yeah, it's not right. I mean, like,
Really, but all that for just to feel secure. But that doesn't mean that you're secure because there's always other doors that you're not looking at. It's a misdirection.
that's true. And if you have to go through that,
Right. What are we doing?
right. I've never checked a man's. I just don't. I feel like if I have to check your phone, you don't need to be here.
Exactly.
Why should I
Because
check your phone?
intuition. Right. Because you're looking for a reason.
And I
Because
to chase a man. I don't think that a woman, with all the men there are that are single in this society, should have to ever chase a man. There's too many of them out there. And if you feel that you have to chase a man, then that means he's emotionally avoidant. And that means that he's either not into you or can't be into you for whatever reasons. And there's too many of them that can be. Too many men that want a loving wife, that want a loving partner. Like
but then
Pastor
they always nice.
Reed. And that
But
man
they always the friends. They always get friend zoned.
he said they always get friend zoned.
Yeah, women.
That could be true. Some of them do get friend zoned, but
It's just a whole different
think
story,
that
though.
I think when I meet that one person, I'll know. You know what I mean? Something inside you just know, or sometimes it takes like over time to know, because you might have a feeling when you meet a person in the beginning, but as JT said, you test their fidelity. You test, can you feel safe? You test, is this something that I can trust? So trust, faith, fidelity, all those things culminate a relationship that is sustainable. Passion is wonderful. You can meet someone and have all the passion in the world, But if they don't have any of those other things, it's really not sustainable. It's not going to last.
Yeah, pretty much. I like my analogy about the car. Can you go to sleep while they're driving?
I like that too. Can you go to sleep while your partner is driving? Or
Right.
can you trust that he's going to get you there safe? That when you wake up, he's parking, you know,
Right.
you don't have to backseat drive. That says a lot about how you feel about the person. And you can always tell body language when someone comes in for counseling, can't you? You look at the body language. You look at, is she fidgety around him? Is he comfortable? Does he put his arm around her? Or is he just, worrying about his demeanor and how he presents himself?
You don't know where she put them through before you get there.
You just want to blame the woman, huh? Can't let it go. Hey, he's going to blame the woman. Blame the woman.
Listen, let's be real with it.
True. They could have been fighting.
Yeah.
But they don't want to present themselves to be, because by the time, let's face it, when somebody comes in for counseling, the marriage is on life support. The relationship's on life support. And so at any time it can flatline. So trust is destroyed. Hope is holding on by a thread, and that's just the truth of it. So my job is to try to thread it back together as much as they'll allow me, as much as God can get through to them. Pastor Gia really doesn't think that divorce is a good choice. I mean, it happens. Sometimes it's unavoidable. I know I'm divorced. I understand. But I do also understand that in a relationship, especially the new relationships, like the ones that are been married a year or two, they're always the ones that want to quickly call it quits.
In a heartbeat. Like,
right.
Like you left the cap off the toothpaste. That's it. I'm done.
It's over. The toilet seat was up and you didn't take the trash out. For God's sakes, I'm not going to live like this
right
anymore. I think
that's a little bit of milk in the
yeah. I think that you have to have patience. I think relationships are about patience. I think that men slowly express themselves. And when you destroy that, it's hard to get that back. I think women, when you show them, when you leave, she's just not going to trust you. She's not. It's going to take time to build that trust back. And the only way to build it back is consistency. And communicate. You have to put some work in.
Yeah.
Back of her mind is this ain't gonna never work. He's gonna leave as soon as stuff gets hard. He can't fight through this. He can't handle nothing. She's not gonna see you as that strong pillar that she can trust. Those aren't gonna be the arms that she's gonna trust to hold her, because she's gonna feel like in the moment you can drop her and she will have nothing. You know what I mean? So it has to be more than passion. You have to be able to show her that you can trust her, that those arms can hold her, that your boots weren't just made for walking, that they were also made for digging in the trenches and standing tall. You like that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that's not, if you're leaving again and again and again and again, what are you saying to her? Don't get too comfortable. I don't know if I'm going to be here. Like, what?
Let's be real. It goes both ways.
Yeah, women leave. There are some women that are emotionally unavailable, emotionally avoidant.
Because she wants to be in charge.
And because of trauma. Trauma also causes it for men and women. If you've been traumatized, if you're coming out of a relationship, it is very difficult to be in one, because emotionally you're still damaged, and you just can't be in one. You can't, because you can't be there emotionally for somebody because you just don't have it.
Right.
And it takes time to trust yourself to have it. And that
those people don't really want relationships. They just want to be in a situation.
Right. Most people want to be, and especially if you're coming out of a relationship, you don't want.
You just want to be in a situation, because being in a relationship means to fight.
It's too hard. You're not going to fight with that person. You end up hurting that person because you're just going to let them know that, hey, I can't be in this with you. I'm not emotionally available. This isn't sustainable. I'm passionate. I can give you sex. I can give you passion, but I can't give you commitment. I can't give you fidelity. I can't give you trust. And when you say that to a person, when you show that, a person's not going to take anything. They're not going to take it seriously. They're going to be like, all right, this isn't working.
Or they may take it like, oh, that's a challenge. Yeah, like you said, it's not taken seriously.
Some women, you get stupid and you're like, oh, well, I'll just make him love me. I'll
Right.
make him.
I can change him.
They can't give you what's not there. And if they're
Exactly.
telling you it's not there, believe them. When people tell you who they are in a relationship, believe them. They're not making it up. It's not a joke. They can't be in a relationship.
Right.
She can't be in a relationship. She's been injured. She's been damaged. She has trust issues, so she can't be the partner that you need. And I think that it's important that we figure that out early on.
I agree.
Take
No,
it
I
away,
agree.
Genius. Let's hear what you have to say.
Say that one more time. You were breaking up.
Take it away, Genius. Let's hear what you have to say.
Oh, I know. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
What do you think when a man comes across a woman that isn't emotionally available? What do you think his biggest challenge is going to be?
Everything. Because she's already looking to replace him.
Is that why you think people are emotionally unavailable because they're looking to replace you?
Yeah, they look at every little problem, every little thing is a big issue. You know what I mean? Because they're looking for you to mess up, so they're just waiting for it. They're waiting for that shoe to drop at any moment, so they can say, "Aha!"
So they can leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
And I say, if they want to leave, let them leave, because it may mean that they're just not the person, and you have to wait and allow your heart to get over it so that you can find the right person, so that you can.
You mean your ego to get over it?
Well, your heart.
Because most of the time, both situations, both people are not happy. So, but when one is ready to break off, and the other one's like, "Hold on, you can't do that to me," so they want to hold on.
Well, sometimes love is unrequited.
Yeah, but some of the time it's not love. It's infatuation, Stockholm syndrome.
True. You fall in love with your abuser.
Exactly.
In some cases, women feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not showing enough. I'm not performing enough. And that is someone who is emotionally abused or has been emotionally abused, who should not be in that type of relationship. You need someone that can nurture and build you. Just as you're trying to build them, they have to build you. It's an equal give and take. I love you, you love me. I build you, you build me. It's not just have sex with me.
Me, right.
Right. Satisfy me, have sex with me, get out of my face.
Don't talk to me.
Right. Flip it over, honey.
He just climbed on top of me and did his business.
Right, like in The Color Purple. Right, exactly. Mr. No one wants to date Mr. No one wants to be with Mr. Who wants Mr. as a partner? You want a partner that can be there with you.
The funny part about it is Mr. was evil to her, but then he was a simp to Suge.
Right. Suge went off and got married to somebody else because she already knew what Mr. was about, Mr's good as long as there's not a commitment. Once there's a commitment, I turn into Miss Seeley, and that's not happening.
Right.
She wasn't found somebody she could be committed to that was committed to her. Because Mr. was not about that life. Nope. So I did like that aspect of The Color Purple, and that Miss Seeley developed the courage to leave Mr. Mr. was no longer a factor because Miss Seeley realized that somebody stripping her down, someone beating her down, someone not, destroying her is not a partner. It's a jailer. And I think that's like an extreme case. I think most times people are just emotionally unavoidant and they ghost you and disappear and that kind of thing. Or, and then they do that. You just keep it moving, I think. I think, you keep taking them back, and they keep doing it, you keep taking them back. I think you have to determine if the person is um, actually ghosting you or trying to recalibrate emotionally. I would say if it keeps happening, they're just not ready for the relationship. They just can't do it. And you have to accept that and move on.
Right.
Everybody is not on your team. Everybody can't be on your team. Everybody's not going to be your quarterback. So you're putting together a team. You got to you get your kicker, you get your linebackers, you get your quarterback, tight
Right.
end.
And they got to show up to practice.
Right. And practice is how they establish what they can do and how
Exactly.
sustainable this team's going to be. But if they're not showing up to practice, if they're not in it, then you don't have a
Right.
team. They're not a teammate.
If they're not learning the plays, if they're not doing
Right.
what it needs to help your team succeed, then it's time to cut them.
Right. Absolutely. Because they're just not on your team.
Exactly.
Yes. Very important that the Eagles win this year. So I hope they're taking notes on what we're talking about. This is subliminal messaging
That's actually
about our
funny.
team. Yeah, sometimes you do have to cut when it's not sustainable, when it's not going anywhere, when it's not what it needs to be. You need your partner to be what they're supposed to be, men, and we're talking man and woman.
Mhm.
You get the couple that comes in that says, "Oh, well, we just grew apart." Did you just grow apart, or did you just stop communicating? Because it was easier. It's easy
Well,
not to communicate.
again, that means if somebody said they grew apart, that means eyes are wandering.
Huh. All right, we're hearing men's talk. We're hearing
I'm
men.
just saying, let's be real. That means you're comparing them to other people because you knew who they were before you get with them, and then now we grew apart. It's because you're comparing.
Right, right. And
So
then
that means you're already left the situation.
wow, you already left the situation. I think that's true. I think that's true. And even in a courtship, in a dating situation, if a person isn't sure about how they feel, if a person is confused, it's usually because they're looking for something else. It's not
Yeah.
because they're trying to keep their options open. And if a person is doing that, you can either stay with them and keep your options open, or you can dismiss them and find someone who thinks like you, in the sense that they are looking for a commitment too. You don't want somebody playing in your face. You want somebody that is committed to the cause, that really wants a relationship, that wants to be your partner.
Yeah. You said it in a nutshell. People tell you who they are, and
And
you
believe
just need to
them.
believe it. Yeah.
Right. Choose to believe them. Oh my gosh, there's a gnat. Pastor G has had this issue with gnats. When a person tells you who they are, you have to choose to believe them. You have to. They're not going to
Mhm.
lie about who they are.
No. And
And
their action says a lot too. But
right,
if you keep making excuses for their actions, then you'll never get anywhere.
right, because you're caught up. You want to believe that there's a good person in there, or there's a
Right.
person that's more than what they're showing you. Sometimes what you see is exactly what you get. They may say, "Oh, I'm more than this. I can be better. I can do this," and maybe they just can't. Maybe this is just it, and you have to accept it and move on, because that's as good as it's going to get. They're not going to be any more than what they are being.
Because when they say that, they're only saying that to pacify you for that moment.
Breadcrumb, you keep you on a string, keep you safe.
Yeah. Right. I'll change. I'll change for you. Like, you still want to do it for yourself. Key.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would go along with that. I think that um, in order for a relationship to be sustainable, we have to put ourselves in healthy situations. The situation has to be healthy. In order for it to be healthy, oh, having pain in my lower back. Ugh. I'm sorry, that really hurt. It's just because I went running today, so my lower back is suffering. Um, I think that in order for it to be sustainable, you're going to have to make some hard choices. You're going to have to be able to quickly assess before you get too involved if this is worth staying in. And if it's not, you can't just keep staying in it because it damages you for the right person. By the time the right person comes along, your trust is destroyed, your hope is destroyed, your ability to love unconditionally is destroyed because this person has destroyed it. Whether they mean to or not, that's what happens. And you don't have love for the right person. So then you're suspicious and jealous and mean and just, you know, rather than rather
Right,
than
because you chose to
having
stay in a
love heart
situation.
that is toxic. And
Yeah.
so you've got to be able to know the difference. A trad wife becomes more hard, becomes more modern when she realizes that she's getting trampled on. And as a result of that, she becomes this hard, tough woman. And, she doesn't want to be the traditional flunky anymore. That's how she sees it. I'm a
Well,
flunky.
society, no, it's
Well, it's
society
really,
that changed.
it makes her.
Society changed the views of women. It was, I mean, that's what happened. But I mean, it's kind of crazy because I know I'm gonna get hate for saying it, but it's kind of like he knew what he was doing.
You think he knew what he was doing? How?
He's the architect. God is the architect. He put the structure in. He put the structure down. When we followed the structure, we were good. When he broke away from that structure, that's when we started declining.
So let's talk about the structure that you're talking about. So what exactly is the structure? What is the structure? What is the traditional wife's role as you see it?
All right. Okay. Well, let's say back in the day, you had the husband that went out to work. The wife stayed home and prepared the meals. So when the husband came home upset about what's happening at the job, the wife already had the kids already taken care of. So the husband don't really have nothing. It's just a balance of the situation. One takes the pressure off the other. Like they both supposed to bounce the pressure off each other. But now it's like the whole concept of I don't need nobody. It's kind of like that's the problem. I don't need a man. I don't, da 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 da. So we are so quick to say, you know what, I'm out. Unlike before when women wanted to get married. Now women don't want to get married. They don't want to have children anymore.
I would have to say that's true. A lot of women don't want to get married.
Right. And back in the day, that was the goal.
They
To
have
have
children,
kids in the
procreate.
right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That was the structure. But when the structure was broken, now you see women don't want to. Now you see the population declining. We're losing more than we're actually, statistically wise, we're deaths is happening faster than births because people just refuse to not want to be in situations anymore.
Well, it's easy. Situationships are easy. It's easy to take a lover. A lover doesn't have any expectations. You get to send them home, or you go home and to your house. They stay in their house. Nobody wants to become one anymore, and
Right.
so the situationship becomes the norm. But if you want more than that, then you have to demand more than that. And if your partner can't meet your expectation or just refuses to, then get out of it. This is not the partner that you need. You need
Right. But it's
somebody that,
both parties. That's the problem. Nobody's in it for the long run anymore. Everybody just it's instant add water, stir relationships.
well, I do think that some women will say that they don't
Yeah.
want it because they don't want to lose the man. They know that this is what he wants. I'll go along with he wants. Maybe he'll change his mind. And then when he doesn't, because this has been established, then they're upset. So you got to establish, if that's not what you want, and you got some guy in your face talking about this is all you're going to get, believe him. This is all he's going to give you, and walk away. It's not always easy to walk away, but the less you see the person, you can stay away from that person for a long period of time, then maybe it'll be easy to walk away.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm glad you said this. This is the funniest part, right? I got the clothing line, so I've been looking in search for mannequins.
Right.
I'm able to find them real easy, but they're all mannequins that came from bridal wedding shops.
Wow.
And there's a lot of that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of bridal wedding shops are going out of business because people are not getting married anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard pastors were saying that.
Right. It's because society, you don't need nobody. You don't need no man. You don't need, it's kind of like, and then, like, even if you look at the music videos now, they're just all guys in the music videos nowadays. It's like, what is going on?
Would you say that Black men traditionally have become more jaded toward marriage?
Yes. I think so. Really, because the culture is you don't need no man, you don't need nobody telling you what to do, you don't need this, and then you can do it all you by yourself, and blah blah. And then you have the ones that
People
just
don't want to share their toys. I don't want to share my income. I don't want to share my house. I don't want to do this. He could take what I got. She could take what I got. So it's always that kind of feeling too. I think that when two people decide to hear Pastor Gia very carefully, when two people decide to come together, it is ours, yours, mine, and ours. It should be one account. Everything goes in one pot. You decide together. This is not the honor system. It is the trust system. But you better know before you bring each other into each other's lives that you can trust that person.
exactly.
He's not going to run off with your money and you're not going to hear him. If he's ghosting you and he's skipping town and all this kind of stuff, that is not the dude. Because is that the person you're going to want to put all your money in with?
Those are the ones they fight for. That's actually the funniest part.
They do fight for it.
They don't fight for them kind of guys, but then
Scar their heart up and stab them with daggers and all this stuff instead of choosing a man. Maybe you don't get the rockets. Remember Love American Style? There used to be this show, and I saw it on it was on Tubi actually. Love American Style was a show that came on in the 70s, and it talked all about the modern love, modern relationships. But I think that Love American Style today is just shacking. Let's just move in with each other. We get married, great. If we don't, great. Well, we're in it for as long as this lasts. It's about right now versus forever.
It's the cup. It's the marriage, right? Just add water. Right.
Not as good as when
it's just add water and stir. Family's already prepared because the girl,
right.
They already each person already had 2 or 3 kids on their own. Like it's just funny, yeah.
Right, and so you've introduced a lot of dynamics into the relationship that probably shouldn't be, but because it is, you now have to have 2 people that are mature enough to be in it together. I think the sweetest thing I heard was my daughter's fiance. They know I'm a therapist, so whenever they get into things, they'll call me and they'll say, "Hey, Mom, this is hard," or "What should we do?" And the one thing that I stress is stick and stay. Be in the fight together. When you're a couple, you're engaged, you're about to get married, Satan's going to fight you. He's not fighting your income. He's not fighting your wedding plans. He is fighting against the marriage. Because he knows, like God knows, that when you marry, there's a certain dowry, a certain blessing that comes with every marriage. God gives every woman a certain dowry. Her gifts, her talents become yours. They're at your disposal. And so a lot of times people who want to cheat that aspect of the relationship. They don't want the relationship. They don't want the responsibility. They want your body, your gifts, your talent, but they don't really want you. They don't really want the responsibility that comes with you. And so that is the person that you should avoid. You want the person that can make the commitment, that can say the words, will you marry me? Or I love you. Wow. Okay. That I love you. Will you marry me? I want this to be permanent. I don't want to live without you. Or my favorite words, I'm in this with you. I got you. So if you don't have a guy talking like that, you don't have a guy that's in a relationship with you. It's a situationship. And you've got to
Vice versa.
And vice versa, right? If you have a woman that is doing you like that, it is a situationship. She is keeping her options open. She's probably dealing with multiple people, or he's dealing with multiple people. He's not in it with you. And I don't care whether he's dealing with multiple people or not. He's not in it with you. It doesn't. The why doesn't even matter after a while. It doesn't. Who cares?
Nowadays, you gotta even question if it's a he or she.
What is it? He, she. You don't know.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna get canceled.
Let's not get me canceled. So, you need to take the time to find out what you have. And once you examine what you have, you need to have the maturity and the wherewithal to walk away. Oh, but Pastor, por favor, we get so hot, muy caliente. Yeah, that caliente, that heat is not sustainable in a relationship. You got to have more than the caliente. You got to have the love. You got to have this commitment. You got to have the sustainability. And if you do not have that, you do not have a relationship. So, the modern woman might say, well, this is all I need. I work. I have my own home. I don't want him in it. I don't want her in it. We just get together. We hook up. We spend a little time together. She goes her way. I go my way when I get tired. Please
That's actually funny.
Please interject. It's got to be more than that, doesn't it? It really has to be something that is sustainable. It does have to be something that you can deal with.
Sounds like only one person in a relationship in that situation.
Right. It has to be two. It has to be two. Men do oftentimes have a hard time expressing their emotions, to be fair. There are men that do have a hard time expressing their emotions.
Right, because men aren't supposed to lead with emotion. That's a woman's job. So we're not going to be, the man is not going to be moving off emotion. They move off of action.
He said a man.
Yeah, the men, you know what I mean?
So it's taught that men can't be emotional. But then there are healthy emotions that must be expressed when you're involved with someone. I'm going to say this twice.
I grew up with the brawny guy.
There are healthy emotions that must be expressed when you are in a relationship, or she doesn't know how you feel. If you love her and you can't express that you love her, shame on you, because she's not going to know.
But okay.
She walks away, it's because you haven't communicated that.
Okay, all right, let me give you an example, right? I saw this meme. It was actually kind of funny. And it was a note where the guy said, I did this for you. I filled up your tank. I left you some money in the car. I did this and I did this. And it was just like a list of stuff that he did, right? And then you look at the comments and all the women were like, oh, that's so nice. And then, oh, see, I wish I had a guy to do some stuff like that for me. And then, but nobody realized that a real man would just do it and not say nothing.
Oh, I guess that's true. But then how would a woman know? I mean, like,
she know because she good. That's how you know. She walk around and don't have to worry about anything. That's how you know the dude is in for with you. But that's what the men. I mean, do you really need somebody crying with you or just to being actually just as emotional as you, or would you want somebody? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that's the structure. The guy is supposed to be the rock.
Well, does he fight not to love a woman? Does he fight to not commit? Would you say that men?
No, if he's fighting not to commit, then I mean he ain't with you. You fight to you don't fight to, you fight with the person, not for the person.
What do you mean?
If you have a battle, you're fighting with them. But I shouldn't have to fight for you to love me.
Oh, I see. Fight for you to love me. Okay.
Right. I'll fight with you, but I'm not gonna this is it's
Um,
like dude, should we have to? We're supposed to be partners.
right. So she shouldn't second guess whether or not you love her. It should
Exactly.
be natural. You see.
And then that's what I said. Most guys move off them like their actions are their words. My father was like that. He's still like that. He'll do before he'll say in a heartbeat. But that's how you knew he loved you, because he was doing for you. If it wasn't mowing your lawn or just coming up, you know what I mean? He did stuff. He'll give you stuff. But he won't never say I love you, but he'll give you stuff.
Well, shouldn't he say I love you though? How does a woman? I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong. Actions are great, but I do think that a woman should hear once in a while, "Hey, babe, I love
I
you."
get it, but but then you were trying to bring it's no best of both worlds. I mean, you get to pick and mix the two, or you got some, but then it's like I want an emotional strong guy. It's like it just don't work that way.
Well, Beyonce had that song. No, it wasn't Beyonce. Was it? Say, baby, I love you when no one else around you. You remember that?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out if he was cheating.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot
Um,
the song. Say, baby, I love you when no one else around you.
no.
What's that song? Oh my God, what is it? She was
I
trying
can,
to see like who you with. What are you doing?
yeah.
You know. I gotta find. Now I gotta find it because I can't remember
Put
the
a
name.
ring on it. No.
No, it wasn't that one. It
No.
was.
I know. It's on the tip of my tongue too. I can't figure that.
What is it? It's
Oh, is it no? It's the Destiny Child song.
it is. It's Destiny. Right. Okay. So it's Destiny Child. It's not Beyonce. That's why I said
Correct.
Destiny Child.
I can't think of the song for the life of me. Why?
It's not Survivor. It's not Soldier. Say my name. Oh my gosh! Wait.
Yeah, say my name. That's it.
Say my name. Yeah, then we gotta play it because it says say my name. Because I remember that. This is a long video. You know what? I really don't like YouTube. They try to force you to buy YouTube Premium. I remember when it was like $50. I mean, it was like $5 a month. Remember YouTube Premium?
Yeah, but that was before they could do anything. Now YouTube is like a channel.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like a station. It's like a station.
Sometimes Laura wonders why she even bothers unloading the groceries. Her saving grace, saving up to 25%.
And what is with all these commercials? Did anybody ever?
Say my name, no one is around you.
Say, baby, I love you.
Say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? Say my name. No one is around you.
Say, baby, I love you.
You ain't running game. Say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Better say my name. I will call, baby, how's your day? But today, it ain't the same. Every other word.
The label. You're funny.
Say my name. Say, baby, I love you. Say my name, say my name. Say you can call me baby. All right, so that's it for the Beehive Corner. I love Beyonce. um, I do. That is my girl, man. So and Destiny's Child was such a awesome group. But Say My Name. So that is another thing. When women don't trust, when women don't feel secure, when you make them feel insecure, they kind of think you're cheating. And I understand some men do that deliberately, just to feel power. You know,
Keep.
it's sick. But I just think that you have to beware of the fact that if a guy is giving you signals that he's not calling you back or things like that, then that is a red flag that he is not with you. But if you can fall asleep on the phone together, he notices when you're falling asleep because he can hear the difference in your heartbeat or things like that. The romantic things that say he is in it with you, then he does love you, even if he's not saying it. But it is healthy, and he should say, I love you. How are you going to propose? Hey, here's the ring, check, deal with it. I mean, you're going to have to be able to communicate on both levels. You're going to have to be able to give as well as communicate that you love her. You never tell her you love her. If you can't say that you love her, that is not on your lips ever. She really doesn't know. And that is a tragedy.
But then when they do say it, it's like they really mean it. Instead of somebody just constantly telling you and not meaning it, they're just saying it to manipulate you.
I don't think he has to say it all the time. That's not what Pastor G said.
No, I know. I know. Just saying it's like a catch-22.
Is you're gonna have to establish that you love the person.
Right.
You're gonna have to say, I really love you.
Because people fall in love so easily.
They do. They really do.
Right. I just met you.
Right. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
It start making videos and stuff of you and stuff.
Yo. Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah. Wow, man. That was really something. Yes. Pastor Gia's photos was hijacked, and someone made a video of us. I didn't know them, and it was really interesting. I was upset when I wanted them to take it down. So I'm like, I don't know you. I just met you. I don't even know you. I saw you in a supermarket once. I mean, like, you can't have a relationship with someone by themselves. I mean, you can't do that. That's just not right.
That's funny.
No. It is almost the top of the hour. We're looking at the 11th hour, and I want to say to my GCPR radio family, thank you for joining me and my special guest, Mr. JT, aka the Genius Wilkinson. JT, say goodbye to our radio family and give them some words of encouragement.
Stay alive, stay healthy, stay happy.
Oh, those are apocalyptic words. How about some words about love? Exactly.
Love is hard. Love is work. Love is work. You know what? I'll stay like that.
Okay.
Love is work.
All right. Like, love is worth it. Yay.
I said work.
Oh. I think love is worth it, guys. Would you say love is worth it?
It could be. Yes. I agree.
Could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I mean, it is, but the true love, unconditional love is, but not the fake love.
Well, thank you, my GCPR radio family. You've heard about true love and not the fake love. And from my heart to your home, thank you and God bless you for listening. And if no one has told you they love you today, I do. Coming up at the top of the hour will be Team Nathan. His show starts at 11. It is an awesome, awesome show. So stay tuned and keep listening. I am clearing the airwaves so that he can come on. I love you. Have a wonderful evening, GCPR Family Radio. Good night. All right, that is it for our GCPR Radio family, and for our podcast audience. Thank you for hanging in with us. Thank you for rolling with us. We've got 4 minutes left. I'm going to let JT just give you his words of wisdom and.
I don't have any words of wisdom. I've been talking all night.
I've been talking all night.
Yeah, just take it away.
Take it away. All right. Well, he knows that Pastor G can talk forever. So it's just the pastor's job there to just talk. I love communication. I love the fact that we can talk about relationships. And see, I have this X and O thing. I love symbol. And X's and O's are important in a relationship. I think that it's very important that you hug your partner, talk to your partner. And like JT said, be a listener, listening ear.
Right.
Can't say anything, just hold them. And
communication is the number one.
Right. He's right. Communication is the number one. If you are a person, if you're a woman, you're not, I don't want him holding me while I'm talking. I just can't deal with it. Well, then be prepared to be ignored. You can't have it both ways. You can't be this tough, hard linebacker, and then you want him to be this strong rock for you. You're going to have to dial it back and be soft. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less of a woman. I think it's okay to be soft. I think it's okay to It's okay to cook. It's okay to bake in the middle of the night. It's okay to show vulnerability is what I'm saying. However you show it, it's okay. If you're allowed to be vulnerable, you're less likely to explode when this person, to hold things in and explode on this person. You need to be vulnerable. You need to be able to trust that person. If you don't have that safe space, you don't have the right partner, or you don't have a partner at all. Like JT is saying, the partner should make you feel safe. Am I correct?
Yes. No, 100%. You can't feel safe with your partner, or you can't feel secure with your partner. That person is not your partner.
Right. It's a situationship. You can't allow yourself to entangle, or an entanglement, which is what's worse, a situationship or an entanglement?
Entanglement.
Okay, so you don't want to be in an entanglement. You definitely don't want to be in a situationship. You want the real deal, the real McCoy. And the only way you're going to know is that,
And if you're in a situation, a bunch of mess, then you're actually blocking what could be there.
Right.
Right. That is true.
You could be blocking something from coming in that's real. All too often we're ready to settle for things that are not real, things that are not sustainable, because we believe the delusion, that this could be real. Oh my gosh, if I just act right.
If I do this, if he does this, or they do this, that's, if you got to do that's what's changing. Not
real. Not real. Not real. You should be allowed to be vulnerable. You should be allowed to be yourself. You should be allowed to say, I need this, or I need that, or this hurts me, or it doesn't. You should be allowed to be who you are. And if someone can't handle who you are, they're not your person. Let them go. Let them go.
Don't fight for that. No.
Right. He's right. Don't fight for that. If you're fighting for that, you're wasting your time when you could be with somebody else. Remember Shawn Mendes, one of my favorite singers. Hi, Shawnee. One of my favorite singers is Shawn Mendes. He always laughs at me because of I'm always I have a lot of Spanish friends, and Anyway, so Shawn Mendes has this song called Better Than He Can. And he says, I won't lie to you. You know, anytime you want this craziness to stop, I can treat you better than he can. You know, and if you don't allow someone the opportunity to show you that it can be better than what you're in, if you're in something that's crazy, that's not working, why are you fighting for this? He's like, when I can treat you better than he can, anytime you want this madness to stop, all you have to do is say so. You
That sounds like a work husband.
you and the work husband. No, he's just like, listen, I've been watching this. This is a disaster. I can treat you better than he can. You know, anytime you want this madness to stop, I got this. I got you, you know. And sometimes if you know you're in a situation and it's crazy and you're over and over, round and round, repeating cycles, it's time to stop. Just stop and wait for God to send someone that is really, who may even be there all the time, and you just don't give this person a chance because you're still trying to fit what is it, a square peg in a round hole. It just is not going to fit. So you've got to have to allow God to release you, or you need to release you from a situation that just doesn't work. No matter how hard you try, it's not working because that person is just not into you. They just don't want it. You want it, they don't want it. You got to accept it and move on. Okay. Or else you're going to end up being this bitter person or this bitter wife. When you finally do meet the person that you should be with, you're going to be bitter because you have nothing to give now. You've given it all to this situation that just doesn't work. Words of wisdom, JT. Last 2 seconds. Give us some words of wisdom.
Be smart. It's like when you get in this situation, just be smart about it.
Right.
You know, just don't fall for the deception.
Right. And trad wife versus modern wife, you're still sticking to your story that the trad wife is better.
Yeah, I believe the trad wife is better.
So you would marry a trad wife versus a modern woman?
I mean, it really would. It's not a if or and or what kind of one of those things, but I just know because a modern woman, even if she could be a modern woman, it's just like the modern woman just feels like they don't need a man, where a traditional woman feels like they want to be married and have a kids and have family. See, that's the difference. A modern woman is like, I'm about money. It's this, just on the go. Where you have the traditional wife that wants a family, that white picket fence, that yard, that whole thing.
Don't forget the hot tub. Get the hot tub.
It was only fun for a couple of years. Then you got to figure out how to get rid of it.
Oh my God. And the gazebo.
Yeah, that's funny.
And the herb garden. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of my own list. Well, I think that's a wonderful sentiment. I think that there are a lot of women that are traditional minded, that do want a relationship. Gentlemen, you just have to look, and it is not a needle in a haystack as much as you think it is. Although there are a lot of women that don't want to get married, there are a lot of women that do want to wait, that do want to get married, that do want that strong male presence in their life as a partner, that do want to choose a life partner. So I hope you enjoyed the trad wife versus the modern woman. I think JT kind of nailed it with a lot of the things that he discussed. That's all the time that we have for you tonight. And as I always say, if no one has told you that they love you today, I do. And from my heart to your home, thank you and God bless you. Say good night, JT.
Good night.
Good night, guys. See you next week. This is play, outro, and
It's all about love, navigating life with you.